Hello guys, every good name is taken here and welcome to another video. Today I just wanna do a bit of talking whilst watching some gameplay in the background that I had in the last couple of days. And what we're going to be talking about today is OP or OP tanks. I've stated that a lot in my streams already. So some of you that do watch them actively might already know what this is gonna be about. And so, what is OP is what we maybe should start with. OP is a short form for overpowered, meaning that something is too strong. I guess you can relate to that. And a lot of people, especially other Blitz YouTuber, and I don't want to name anyone here, especially like to call a tank OP fairly early. And with that I mean they don't really kind of think about it, so to speak, because they call a tank OP and just go with it. Like Tiger P when it got buffed was called OP. As an example, Smasher's getting called OP, Helsing, Dracula, all these kinds of shit. And I'm really getting annoyed by that now lately, because it's happening more and more often. And I don't understand why, to be honest. I really do not. Because, in my opinion, a tank is overpowered if it is too strong for its tier, and if you just can't deal with it in any situation, or if it can't fight itself out of any situation. And that's not there for any tank really in this game, because any tank in their specific environment that they can dominate in can be OP, but you don't call it then, because maybe in other situations it's shit, and that's what the tank is mostly put in. And that's where I see the biggest mistake here in this community. Like, let's say the Helsing. So many people call it OP and I don't understand why. Because I don't think that way. I think it's absolutely fine. It's just a tank with basically you click once and shoot twice, but you have it at reload. Your turret traverses as slow. Yes, your armor might be troll, but you can still be HE'd and one-shotted by SUs and KV2s and such. Dracula, also a good example. The DPM is crap, the penetration is not good, the gun handling, in my opinion, awful. I played it on a friend's account a couple of times, so I know what I'm talking about. And I don't understand it. I mean, just because there are some specs about the tank that are just very good, doesn't mean they are overpowered, because other stuff is therefore bad. Like, I don't know, let's take the Leo. It has an amazing gun. The accuracy is one of the best, the DPM is one of the best, the penetration is good, the mobility is amazing, the camo is also quite good, but no one calls it OP. Because it isn't. It has no armor, which is a weakness. The armor can be easily damaged, which is a weakness. It can also burn quite early. And overall, on many maps, because they are mostly corridor maps, you're not really gonna do a lot, because what should you do if you go around the corner and there are 3 tanks waiting? You can't use the strengths of the tanks on many maps, which is just what many people don't really think about, in my opinion. Just think about the Smasher. They compare it to a KV2, which is absolute bullshit. Just because it may have the same gun doesn't mean it has to be compared, because it's a whole tier higher, and it should be played differently. Because it has better DPM, it has better penetration, of course, because it's higher tiers, and accuracy was better, I think, as well, meaning that you can play it sort of as a medium. So go with the mediums, which is kind of what it says already. And the KV2 you can't do that, you have to be slow paced. And both of those tanks in their environment are very good. Doesn't mean they are OP in that circumstance. And it may sound like I'm just always keep saying the same and the same over and over again. And yes, it might be the case. But I don't bother with it, since that's my standpoint. That is my video, and I just want to talk about it. Like, see that ThePanzafahra over there? A lot of people also call that tank OP because the DPM is just insane and mobility and the camo are quite good. But you gotta consider the penetration is awful. The engine is easily hittable. Shoot it in the front and 2 out of 4 times you're gonna hit his engine and immediately destroy it, not just damage it. The video range is not the greatest, etc. There are always downsides on tanks. And I'm not gonna change my opinion on any tank, except the Kenny. And that is because it just has way too much DPM for a tier 3 it is, I think. And that's the only tank where I really accept when people call it OP. And in no other tank I think that's even in any way correct to say it. Because, I don't know, look at the T-29. When he would be hold down in a spot, and the team can, or the enemies can only get there from one position, it's also OP. Because you cannot do anything against it. But in a normal map like, I don't know, let's say Himmelsdorf, when you're on the flat ground, the tank is bullshit, or pretty much useless because the hole is bad. And then you don't consider calling that tank OP. And this is what is my thought process mostly when there's a new tank coming, or when I'm getting a new tank, because mostly I'm the one who thinks that tank is bad at first, but after playing it sees that it has really good potential, like this type right here. That game that we just watched was an ace, and I aced it a couple of times as well already. Or the ARL V49, the tier 6 TD from the franchise. It's also a great tank. Or, I don't know, the VKA that I'm gonna show you replay of now. All great tanks, but people underrate them because, oh, there's a tank that is called OP, so why should we bother? And because YouTubers are kinda reckless, if you can call it like that, with calling a tank OP, people just accept it and don't think about it. I mean, when the Tiger P got buffed, yes, again, that example, but I just have it in my mind right now. I faced Tiger Ps a lot when they got buffed, and I wasn't really playing it at that time because, well, I didn't grind that line at all. And I defeated people left, right and center that were in the Tiger P. And they complained to me that I would be cheating because some YouTubers called or said that this tank is actually OP, so I must be cheating. And this, as we say it in German, Halbwissen, or gefährliches Halbwissen, which would translate in English to dangerous half knowledge, if you want to translate it word by word, is, as it says, dangerous, because people just accept it and don't really think about it in more detail. And with that video I just want to say that think about a tank clearer before you call it OP, or because you accept the meaning or opinion of others. Because a tank is only OP if even a bad player can get good stats in it. That's my opinion. Like, you saw the 2.6.3 version A? 4? What's that? I don't remember the name. From the World of Tanks PC version, that thing was OP because even like 45%ers got an average win rate of 60%, which is usually very hard to get in World of Tanks. And I'm not talking about Blitz right now. So that's where I would call, yes, this tank is definitely OP. But I have not seen such a tank yet. Because I see a lot of people going around with a Dracula that have 40%, have maybe a couple of hundred games in the Dracula, but they're still in that specific tank just maybe at 50, but then the average damage still is like just maybe 1k, but not more. And that's why I'm having my standpoint over here. And I would like to know what is your opinion about tanks that are called OP, or maybe name some that got called OP where you also did not agree the slightest, because I would be really interested in knowing if you maybe agree with me, or maybe you have a different standpoint, or maybe even have a good argument against my whole video today, basically. So if you have one, please feel free to leave them in the comment down below. And this was it from me for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you all again in the next one. Bye bye.